Amazing historical discoveries have a way of impressing the general public, perhaps because it is just too smooth to dream up thrilling motives for the way and why matters exist. These 10 archaeological discoveries left people confused, and let scientists scratch their heads, year after year. 10. Gobekli Tepe. Humans first centered into permanence towns, planted and then built temples, in that. An amazing archaeological discovery made in 1994 at Gobekli Tepe, a rustic region of Turkey, has blown that theory apart, prod new questions about the evolution of culture. Containing multiple rings of huge stone pillars carved with scenes of animals and dating to the 10th millennium BC, Gobekli Tepe is considered the world's oldest place of worship. Yet evidence also propose the people who built it were semi-nomadic hunters. Likely unknowing of farming, which followed in the area only 5 centuries later. Because of Gobekli Tepe, archaeologists now have to ask which came first. Did building projects like this lead to settlement, and not vice versa, as always thought? 9. King Tut's death. King Tut's tomb was discovered in 1922 by British Egyptologist Howard Carter, and tales of a pharaoh's curse that kills those who come near the tomb have circulated ever since. But the real mysteries of King Tut's tomb are even more interesting than any curse. Archaeologists believe that the boy king died unexpectedly, perhaps from an infection or from injuries sustained in a chariot accident. His untimely death may help to explain the strange condition that his mummy was in when it was discovered. 8. The Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant is a gold-encrusted wooden chest that contains the stone tablets of the 10 Commandments, according to the Book of Exodus. In historical times, this holy field becomes saved in the First Temple, a Jewish area of worship in Jerusalem. However, the First Temple changed into destroyed in 587 B.C., with the aid of a Babylonian army led through King Nebuchadnezzar in line with the Hebrew Bible. No one knows for sure what became of the Ark, though since its disappearance, many people have gone looking for it. Up to now, no one has actually determined the holy relic, other than Indiana Jones, of direction. Some ancient reports say that the Ark made its way to Babylon after Nebuchadnezzar's sack of the metropolis. Others say that the Ark was buried somewhere in Jerusalem, or that it became destroyed alongside the First Temple. Modern-day reviews trace that the Ark is living in a monastery in Ethiopia. 7. Voynich manuscript. One of the most pointed out books of the 20th century turned into an historical text that no one could study. The book, that is currently housed at Yale University's Voynich Rare Book and Manuscript Library, dates back a few 600 years and was probably written in Central Europe. While some experts accept as true with the book is virtually a Renaissance generation hoax complete of unclear phrases, there are a few who suppose the book's textual content is written in an unknown language. Others trust the book lays out a few kind of code that has yet to be cracked. 6. The Hobbits. Some scientific discoveries are actually stranger than fiction. Case in point, the 2003 discovery of hobbits at the faraway Indonesian island of Flores. No, archaeologists didn't encounter a actual world version of the Shire, but they did discover the bones of the petite ancient hominin Homo floresiensis, which they quick dubbed the Hobbit. The first H. floresiensis skeleton ever determined belonged to a 3.5-foot tall, 1.06 meters, 30-year vintage adult lady. At the beginning, researchers believed the diminutive bones can also have belonged to a human with microcephalia, a condition characterized by means of a small head and short stature. But later discoveries of in-addition-sized skeletons counseled that the hobbit isn't always just a tiny human, it's its own species. Yet, H. floresiensis' precise location inside the family tree of hominins, human ancestors, remains a thriller. 5. Disappearance of the Sanxingdui. Now not each perplexing archaeological discovery is made by way of a pro-archaeologist. In 1929, a person repairing a sewage ditch in China's Sichuan province exposed a treasure trove of jade and stone artifacts. And in 1986, archaeologists working inside the place unearthed extra pits complete of Bronze Age treasures, which however, who created these hidden wonders? Researchers now trust that individuals of the Sanxingdui civilization, a tradition that collapsed between 3,000 and 2,800 years ago, made the artifacts. Archaeologists now recognize that the Sanxingdui have inhabited a walled town alongside the banks of the Minjiang River. However, why they left this metropolis, and why they buried such a lot of artifacts in pits earlier than absconding, is the source of ton speculation amongst researchers. 4. Noah's Ark. A few things are so accurate you just need to discover them over and over, like Noah's Ark, for instance. The biblical boat has been discovered oftentimes by way of many people, or has it? For hundreds of years, novice archaeologists from around the world have claimed to discover evidence of the Ark on and around Mount Ararat in Turkey. That's where the boat came to rest, according to the Book of Genesis. Noah's Ark is an archaeological mystery in order to continue to be solved, time and again, even though it might not exist. 3. The Lost Maya. How does a civilization that thrived for the higher a part of 6 centuries just disappear? It's a mystery that archaeologists operating in southern Mexico and northern Significant America have been looking to solve for many years. Around A.D. 900, the flourishing Mayan civilization collapsed, but the reasons for this downfall are doubtful. Scientific studies advocate that drought may additionally have performed a key position inside the fall of the Maya. Different researchers speculate that soil degradation and declining prey populations, white-tailed deer especially, contributed to the demise of the Maya. Even so, others likely moved quickly the demise of the once first-rate empire. 2. The Khat Shabib. You might think that a 93-mile-long, 150 kilometers stone wall would have a very apparent purpose, but that is not the case for the Khat Shabib. This mystery wall in Jordan was first stated in 1948, and archaeologists nonetheless aren't sure why it. 1. The Big Circles. The Khat Shabib is not the handiest historical shape in Jordan that has archaeologists at a loss for words. Stone circles, dating lower back 2,000 years and dotting the Jordanian countryside, also have scientists scratching their heads. Known simply as the Big Circles, 11 of these structures have been spotted so far in Jordan. The circles are about 1,312 feet 400 m in diameter and are only some feet excessive. None of those brief walled circles have openings for human beings or animals to stroll via, so it is not likely that they're historic examples of cattle corrals. Consistent with archaeologists. So what exactly were they for? No person knows. To be continued.